Signs in the sun, moon, and stars. Back with Escape Part 2. Looking for the escape of the bride. And the signs in the heavens associated with what we see happening in Virgo right now. Let's dig deeper. Okay, here we are. We're back on Stellarium. Part 2, looking at the rest of the transition of the moon into the constellation of Ophiuchus and Sagittarius. Here we are, 11/15/2020 at the 0 hour in Jerusalem. We see the sun is in the constellation of Libra. And we see the moon is also in the constellation of Libra. And this would be the dark moon phase here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to track the moon and watch as it transitions through this area of the Mazzaroth. So here we go. The moon is now entering into the claw, 1700 hour on the 15th. And now the moon transitions into the HOOPAH of Ophiuchus at around the midnight hour on the 15th. And as we transition into the 16th, it is now in the HOOPAH. And it looks like at the 2100 hour, the moon will exit the HOOPAH of Ophiuchus. And as we transition into the 17th, the moon enters into the Golden Gate. And when we get to about 2 o'clock Israel time, the moon enters the Ark. And if you look very closely, you will see that the moon is just starting to gain its light. And as we scroll back, you'll see that it is probably not visible until the 17th. And it will already have been past the constellation of Ophiuchus, and it will be entering into the Golden Gate. And what really stood out to me was when the moon enters the Ark, because when you scroll in, you can definitely notice that the moon, let's click in. The moon is now at 10%. So let's scroll back and go to the day before. The moon will be at 4% on the 16th, which in most cases will not be visible. Right on the borderline. I believe it takes about 6 or 7% for it to be visible by the human eye. So it seems as though the moon will not be visible on the 16th in Israel, that they will probably not see that until the 17th. And when I saw this, as the moon enters into the ark, it reminded me of the December the 25th wedding ring eclipse, where the moon and the sun were in this exact same spot for the wedding ring eclipse. And this spot is something that really captures your attention because of the location. Being in the Golden Gate, being in the constellation of Sagittarius, in the arc or the bow of Sagittarius, which, as we said in the last video, is like a boat that's riding on a golden river. And the moon being the bride entering into the ark is a great sign of escape. And this is something that we need to pay attention to when we're looking into the Mazzaroth signs, because we know what is about to transpire with the great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. And we also know that coming up in December that we are going to see the sun and the moon align in the HOOPAH of Ophiuchus. And we're also looking at the Venus Spica alignment being a great sign pointing to the harvest or the escape. So any time between this Venus Spica alignment and the moon entering the ark is a very, very high watch period for those of us that are looking for the escape of the bride. So get excited. We're right on the doorstep. Keep looking up, brides.